In October of 41, Azalea Center's man told her that he was sick and tired of West Mills and of the love affair she was having with Moonshine. Azalea, everyone called her Not, reminded him that she was a grown woman. "Stop telling me how old you is," Pratt said. "Well, I thought maybe you forgot," Not retorted. She was sitting at her kitchen table, pulling bobby pins from her copper-red hair. She picked up her glass and finished what was left in it. She had barely set it back on the table when Pratt picked it up and threw it against the wall. He then packed all his clothes in the old suitcase he'd brought when he moved into her little house a few years back. "I'm getting out of here," he affirmed. "Need some help packing?" Not shot back, and she laughed. It wasn't the first time Pratt had packed that ragged bag. He stared at her, frowning. "Drink yourself to death, if that's what you want to do." "Go to hell, Pratt." "I'm leaving hell," he yelled. A few days later, Not came home and found a folded note peeping out from under her door. First, she looked down at the signature. When she saw Pratt Shepard at the bottom, she took a chilled glass from her icebox, poured a drink, and sat down to look over the message. She read most of it. It said that Pratt was at his sister's house, just across the lane. Not wasn't surprised. Pratt's sister and her 2 little girls were the only family he had in West Mills. In the letter, Pratt reminded her that he still loved her, still wanted to marry her, and still wanted to start a family with her. He wrote that he would wait around for just 1 week. Then he was going back home to Tennessee. That's where Not stopped reading. She laughed out loud, tossed the paper onto the table, and set her glass down on it. Funny, it was usually the books she used to teach her pupils that got the wet glass. Not would be lying if she told anyone that Pratt wasn't a good man. He didn't mind hard work, he picked up after himself, he kept his body nice and clean, and he knew how to give her joy in bed. But the truth was, Pratt wasn't much fun to her otherwise. He didn't have much to talk about, and he couldn't hold his liquor to save his life. After 2 drinks, Pratt was laid out, spilling over or both. Not liked men who could match her shot for shot, keep her mind busy when they weren't drunk, and still do all the other things Pratt could do. Aside from all that, her father, she called him Pa, wouldn't like Pratt. If she were ever going to be married, it would have to be a man her pa loved just as much as she did.